The Women of Watersports 98 Tour starts now. The Women of Watersports take it on the road to the West Coast, scenic San Francisco, across the Bay Bridge to the foot of Napa Valley, Vallejo, California, for thrills and spills. The new Marine World theme park, home of professional water skiing. The Women of Watersports presents from legendary Lake Chabot, the 25th Marine World Water Ski Championships. Hi, I'm Camille Duvall, and we're here at the new Marine World theme park for the WOW Women of Watersports on Tour, their third season, and what a great place for the kickoff. 25 years of professional water skiing history here at Marine World. With me is Simon Hill. Simon, what are we going to be seeing today?
Exciting team format this year again, Camille. We have 4 teams with 5 athletes, each athlete designated a particular event. We'll be starting off with the wakeboarding, the aerial, snowboarding on water. Then we'll be moving into the slalom through the course, then the gymnastics of skiing, the trick skiing, and then followed by the long distance jumping, and the 5th athlete will be designated as a wild card in case somebody falls.
All stellar performers. And in the slalom event, we're going to be seeing Christy Overton, world record holder and new mom.
And in jumping, Emma Shears, the Australian, who is the highest ranked jumper here this weekend with a personal best of 160 feet.
And Ton Larson, world record holder and many-time world champion.
Andrea Gatan from Mexico, 4-time world champion on the wakeboard. She's going to be the one to chase.
Now, as far as the team competition goes, Team Mastercraft has totally dominated the last few seasons, but there were a few trades during the winter. Let's go down to the dock to Sonia Scheffler and find out what happened. Sonia?
Athletes changing sponsors this year is going to be a big factor. Ton and Sherry have left Team Mastercraft for Malibu. Nautique has a brand new powerhouse jumper, Emma Shears. Also, Team Overton's has their best slalom skier back, Christy Overton, after having a baby just 6 months ago. So, the field of competition is leveled out and anything can happen.
The new Team Mastercraft, Japanese Yoko Ebahara, Old Pro, Jennifer Leachman, Starlet Smith, April Coble, and slalom champion Karen Truelove.
And for Team Malibu, great-looking suits there, Camille. Andrea Gatan, Jill Knutson, Sherry Sloan coming back from a crippling knee injury, Laurie Kruger, and, of course, Torn Hahn.
And the new kids on the block, Team Nautique's wakeboarder Bree Moore, world-famous Susie Graham, and the birthday girl turning 14, Regina Jaquez, Emma Shears, and Ronnie Barton.
On the 4th team, Team Overton's Gretchen Hammerberg there, Christy Overton, Jane Gay, Tony Neville, the veteran, and Susie Law.
For the WOW kickoff event for this year, we have a superstar lineup of talent. We have world record holders, former world record holders, and up-and-comers. This is an amazing lineup.
Absolutely, and it's an interesting event for them. Team format this time. 4 points for a win, 3 points for second place, 2 points for third, and so on. And then we get into the par scoring. For slalom, any skier that scores 3 buoys at 38 off or more will gain a bonus 2 points for their team. Wakeboarding, 3 or more inverted tricks, get 2 bonus points. For tricking, anything over 6,000, an extra 2. And for the jumping, the variable par, where for every foot over 145, a bonus point.
Let's kick it right off with the Malibu wakeboard event. The rules, pretty simple, Simon.
Definitely just expression session format, 2 passes and 1 double up at the end.
Intensity counts, though. And speaking of intensity, Gretchen Hammerberg, our first skier's got to be feeling some intensity. This is her very first wakeboarding event and her first pro event.
Okay, so she's absolutely on the edge here. Let's have a look now. First trick coming in hillside and pulls off a tantrum. Nicely done, lands it perfectly, edges out. Nice and wide, tries to get a little more speed. Coming in toe side this time, goes for the front roll, but just sits back a little bit, loses the handle, and that's her first fall.
Now, Simon, do you imagine with that type of fall, she's feeling any pain? I mean, it's a very tough fall for someone with just a bathing suit on.
Yeah, I don't think Lightwood's going to do it there for her, but we got the double lap coming up here, so she's going to be focused now on the second pass coming up here in just a moment. Pass number 2 for Gretchen Hammerberg. And she's got a little pressure on her now. She's already had one fall, only pulled off 2 inverted tricks. There's another one. Oh, it's a huge front roll and sticks it perfectly, Camille.
Now, she's going in and out of the obstacles in the course. Do you think this short course oh, that is a great trick. Bad landing, though. What happened?
Yeah, just a little over rotation there. Got a lot of air, but absolutely pretty tough to weave in and out of these objects within this very tight course. But there's that beautiful front roll. And the replay here on the second. Just got the hand a little too far out there. So he really stretched just at that point there and couldn't quite control it, Camille.
Yeah, a good old-fashioned face plant, but a solid score, 35 points. Now, she did the 3 inverted tricks. However, most importantly, she didn't get the 4th for the bonus points. So we're going to have to see if that makes a difference. But right next on the water, we have Bree Moore from Team Nautiques. Being a native Californian, this is her second time on the Pro Tour. Last year, she's good at Marine World for her debut, so we'll see if she can build on her score from last year.
Okay, well, a rough start there on the first one. So this is now the second pass for Bree. And a good-looking invert there, so she's back in the money here. Coming in for a second trick there, and, oh, gee, that's a really disappointing fall there and a rough start for Team Nautiques. Let's have a look now at the replay there. The first invert looks pretty good and probably feeling good about herself now. She's got a trick on the board. But unfortunately, that was the only trick scored by Bree Moore.
That's a bit of tough luck for Bree, but we have some great wakeboarding ahead. The Marine World Championships brought to you by Mastercraft, the leader in pulling farther ahead. Enmar Marine, inboard power technology for the long run. Speedo, the only performance swimwear. Revo, see what others don't. Masterline, protested by skiers for skiers. By Bliss, cool stuff for girls. And by Waterski Magazine, the world's leading waterski magazine. We're back at the Women of Watersports 25th Marine World Waterski Championships. And Simon, we've got some great wakeboarding coming up.
Still to come now, Yoko Ebahara from Japan. First time we've seen her competing in the US, and she's got plenty of stuff in store for us.
Now, I hear through the Women of Watersports grapevine that she's been training with Andrea Gaetan. Do you think she's learning anything?
Well, if that's true, she would have most certainly learned something. Let's have a look now, see what she's got here. It just starts with a switch stance. And, she's in trouble here around the backside of the jump. Now, that's going to really throw her concentration. So, look, she's lost her place here. Goes for the wakes there, throws a back roll and over-rotates them. Well, what an interesting opening.
Well, I don't think that's something she planned, but it's a great trick. Maybe they should put it in the rule book.
Let's have a look now. After rounding the jump, goes in here for a good-looking back roll. Just over-rotate a little bit, but obviously disturbed by the ski ramp.
So a bit of a rough go there on her first pass, but let's see if she can make it up on the second. Again, very close to the jump.
Yeah, just ripping off the scarecrow there, but she's all over the place here in the course, really having trouble dodging all of this stuff. Obviously not used to a site quite as tight as this. Coming in hillside now. Goes for the tantrum and, testing the speed with her nostrils there. That looked like a rough one.
Yeah, it really did. Let's take another look at it.
Okay, into the hillside there. Really got plenty of air, but just lost her place there at the left. Oh, it's straight on her face. That's got to hurt.
Looked like she spotted the water just a moment too soon and paid for it big. But a solid 32-point score, putting her right into second place behind Gretchen. But we have on the dock the reigning world champion and 4-time world champion, Andrea Gaetan. There's her team, Team Malibu, looking on. They know what's in store. Andrea got a chance to go to school on the other girls' runs. Let's see what she can do.
Andrea Gaetan from Mexico City in Mexico, as you've mentioned, 4-time world champion, so she's no dummy when it comes to wakeboarding. She's already seen the other girls, so she's already going to figure out in what point she wants to do each trick so she doesn't run into anything. Starts off there with a back roll. Coming in now on the toe side, inverted, and she's made a mistake there, didn't manage to get a trick away, and now again having to come around the ski jump.
That jumped in the way.
Okay, coming in hillside again, and goes for a 360 there and does it cleanly.
Big and a lot of intensity, it looks like. You can take by the look on her face. Wow. Look at that back roll. Beautiful. Now she's going to come around for her double up. Now, this will be the first one we've seen.
Yeah, one of the girls have not made it through to the double up yet, so let's have a look at the replay there. Good-looking tantrum there by Andrea. And around the slalom ball, as a matter of fact, Aaron coming in toe side to the toe side back roll, and she's really pulled off several inverts already, so looking in a very strong position for Malibu. Okay, this is a double up we've been looking for, where both wakes meet together to create a mountain of water. Check out the height. And, oh, it's a huge one, Camille. That's absolutely 8 to 10 feet in the air, but she had so much air, she's over-rotated, and the crowd just loving it.
Her team likes it, even though it was a bit of disaster. It won't count for her points, but wow, what an expressive trick. That's big intensity.
Great stuff there by Andrea. Now, she still has her second pass coming up, and here we go. What she got in store this time, comes in toe side, pulls off a good-looking back roll. That was to switch stance, brings the board back around again, edges out a little bit wider, really going for some more speed. This could be a big one. Here she comes now, hillside, throws, and really messed up there. Didn't quite get the rotation. Looked like she lost all the pull off the rope, Camille.
Nevertheless, a great run and probably going to put her in first place. Yep, 70 points plus the 2 for the bonus. Now it's decision time for all the teams. Wild card. Ronnie Barton talking with Ski Nautique, Susie Graham's captain. Are they going to put her on the water? Let's see. They're talking to the chief judge, Nikki Lee. Big discussion. Nope, not going to do it today. So there's your winner. 4-time world champion Andrea Gaetan and champion here at Marine World.
Yeah, great run by Andrea there. World champion, the experience really playing a big part in that run, and she'll be very happy with that.
At the end of wakeboarding, Malibu with a big lead, 6 points. Nautique's way behind with only 1 point. That puts the pressure on slalom skiers Susie Graham when we come back.
Ancient Japanese secret.
And the women of water sports are back with Team Malibu in the lead. Next up, Masterline Slalom. Slalom skiing is actually a race with the boat. The boat travels 34 miles an hour directly down through the middle of the boat gates. The skier has to zigzag. They start on this side of the course, go through the entrance gates, making sure to not go outside the ball. Around number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and out the exit gates for a perfect pass, and then they shorten the line to make it even harder. Now that's in a standard slalom course. Here on Short Lake Chabot, we have a 4-ball course for the women of water sports. First up, team captain of Malibu, Jill Knudsen. She is capable of putting out a huge score. She's from Lake Stevens, Washington, and the defending national champion as well as a champion here at Marine World. So she really does know this course. Now for something special, my partner Simon is actually down in the boat to call her runs.
Okay, Jill, second pass, 32 feet off from the very, very short end. A good start round ball 1, a little narrow at 2. She's got a lot of speed at ball 3, but she's still in the game. Oh, great turn at 3, over to 4 early. Perfect pass again, 32 off.
Jill is skiing with extreme confidence. She loves this course. Her fans love this course. She is skiing fantastic. Let's take a look at that 32 off. Skiing with a beautiful tight line, great lean, a lot of power through the wakes, and that's what it takes in this short course and windy conditions that we have here. Now, 32 off behind her. She has 35 coming up. It's a must-make pass to get to the par score. Simon?
35 off now for Team Malibu. Jill Knudsen looking good there. A little slack line around ball 1. And she rips off a huge 2. She's in great shape to clear 35. A little more slack line, but makes it easily around 4. Great stuff.
Yes, it is great stuff. Crowd loving it. Now remember, she's coming back in at 38 off. That is where the par score is. She needs 3 balls to earn those bonus points. She looks pretty happy. Let's take another look at that 35 off. A good one, a little bit of slack line, but she stays with it. She doesn't panic. Really powerful through the wakes. Great reach, nice turn on 2, just ripping into it. And there's the big gun, Susie Graham, world record holder, waiting to see how many balls Jill's going to get at 38 off. Now, last year's winning score was Jill's 1.5 at 38, but she's got some tough girls coming behind her.
38 off, a tough one for Jill. She's really going to have to go for it this time, round 1. Oh, a lot of slack line. She's going to be narrow at 2, just gets around 2. And out the back door, they're overturned. Looks like maybe 1.5 for Team Malibu at 38.
Well, the conditions are pretty good today, but I think that Jill may have made a mistake coming through the entrance gates. Let's take another look. She's very narrow on the short end of the course, and look how narrow she is around one. She barely gets the ski outside, but again, a strong pull through the wakes and has to pull all the way to 2 and barely gets outside of it. No way to make a turn with your ski on the wrong side of the rope. Let's see if that score is going to stand up. And there's another look. I don't know. I don't think she knows if it's going to stand up either. She knows the caliber of skiers that are coming behind her. And here she is. All the pressure's on Susie Graham of Team Nautique. They are very far behind, but if there's anybody that can do it, it's this woman. She is a tough skier. She's got a 2-year-old son and a 4-time world record holder.
Okay, pass number 2, 32 off for Susie Graham. Well, a little box turn there at ball 1, but she's over to 2. Oh, nice turn at 2. Back in the game here. Early at 3, waiting for the ball. Over to 4, easily. 32 off, Susie Graham.
That was easy for Susie, but she does have a scrappy style. A little bit of herc, a little bit of jerk, a little bit of slack line, bumpy in the knees. See that ski straighten up? But she is such a powerful girl. She pulls it off. Now let's go to the dock with Sonia and Jill.
Jill, your first 2 passes looked incredible. You have your blue team people over here screaming for you. And what happened on that number 2 buoy?
Well, I think I just got a bad start, and I tried to put it together, but the best that I could do is you just go out there with all you got, and I'm glad that I just did the best I could for the Malibu team.
Let's go down to Simon in the boat.
Alrighty, for Team Nautique, Susie Graham now 35 feet off. Oh, she's in a lot of trouble there. Right on the tail, but hooks up a huge turn at number 2. Unbelievably, can she make this pass? Gets around 4 and out of the gates. Phenomenal stuff.
That is unbelievable stuff. She was so far behind at number 1. But there's that power, grace, and athleticism. Let's take another look. Look how slack this line is. It's all the way touching the water. She leans over, pulls all the way out to 4, ekes out around it, and look how much slack she's able to hold on to. That is one powerful gal. And another powerful gal waiting in the wings, Christy Overton, up next. But here comes Susie. This is the money pass. She needs 2 buoys to go ahead.
Susie Graham, 38 off, a phenomenal 35 off pass, but overturns at 1 ball, and she's gone down.
Disappointing run for a 4-time world record holder, and especially disappointing for Team Nautique, but I think it's something about this short end. Again, Susie, very narrow, has to drop her head, huge turn, and can't hold on to the slack. That is a tough break for Team Nautique. They're way down in the standings. Again, talking to the wild card, Ronnie Barton. Can she beat the score? She doesn't know. Neither does the rest of the team. Susie's not too happy, but next on the water, current world record holder Christy Overton, and I had a chance to talk to her right before the event. Now, Christy, you had a real special event happen about 6 months ago. What happened?
Right, around Christmas time, I was blessed with a little baby boy named Ty.
Now, how has that changed your sort of physical approach to what you're doing with your skiing?
I've really skied more than I ever have before because, to me, you can get but so much in a gym. And I've skied about 4 or 5 slalom sets every day the last month, and I'm exhausted. But it's going to take that for me to get back physically.
Now, physically, what about operations and just the, giving birth itself?
Right, last year I had 3 operations on my stomach. I had my appendix removed, I had an intestinal blockage, and I had a cesarean, and that took a toll on those abs.
I bet, all the way around. And now what about sort of just the distraction? Are you getting to sleep? I know most new mothers don't get any sleep.
Not much sleep, but it's getting better, and when I'm out there skiing, it's neat because he's in the boat with me every set, and he's rooting me on.
Well, let's see what the new mom can do. When we come back, Christy Overton.
Strength, beauty, class. These words can be used to describe the women of professional water skiing and what they choose to ski behind. The ski boat of the year, Malibu. Breaking new ground, making new rules. Malibu Boat Company is proud to be a major sponsor of WOW on Tour, thereby ensuring that women will always have a place to ski. We call it WOW Power. Malibu Boats, bring it on.
Before your slalom parts the mist on that perfect day. Before the twists and turns. Before the world turns topsy-turvy at the bottom of your feet. Before the tube tumbles. Before the key even goes in the ignition. We at Correct Craft have built you the finest boat in the world, a Nautique.
The women of water Water Sports are back with the Masterline Slalom event. Next up, Christy Overton from Greenville, North Carolina. Love those Carolina girls. I'm from South Carolina myself. Great place for slalom skiers. World record holder won at 41 off. Let's catch up with Christy on her 35 off pass. Simon?
Thanks, Camille. 35 off now for Christy Overton. This is a must-run pass if she's going to get into the points here for her team. Unbelievable turn at 2. Oh, she's really early at 3. Goes through some bumps and still survives. 4 at 35 off.
Survives indeed, surviving motherhood. That was a powerful run for someone who just had a baby 7 months ago. And her team is in need of the points. Let's take another look. Look at that power through the wakes. This is one strong lady. Beautiful turn, a little bit of slack line right down the course, but see, she puts the ski right back on edge and gets right back in the midst of the run. Here we are, the money pass, 38 off. Needs 2 buoys to go into the lead. Let's see what Christy can do.
38 feet off for Christy Overton. She needs to get around 2 to take the win. She won't get it from there. 1 ball for Christy Overton at 38 off.
Tough luck there for Team Overton's. They really needed those 2 balls to pull into the lead. But Malibu is hanging on still with 2 buoys at 38 off, liking that. Let's take another look at Christy's 38 off pass. Again, very narrow. Every girl having the same problem, not getting a good one and not able to make it out to 2. Team Malibu very strongly in the lead with 1.5 buoys. There's Christy Overton's score, 1 at 38 off. Not enough to do it, but keeping them close to the pack. Next up, we have Jennifer Leachman on the water. And if there's anybody that's capable of doing this, she is. She skis on sheer emotion and great technique. Team Mastercraft's Jennifer Leachman is a very experienced skier, #1 ranked slalom skier in the world. And I know that's going to come in handy. Most of the girls have been making some mistakes on the short end. Let's see how she handles it on some of her earlier passes. But she has a big advantage because she's the last skier. There's her team. They're in last place, and they know that Jennifer needs to put on a big score. Simon?
All right, 32 off now. Jennifer Leachman, Team Mastercraft. Sensational start around ball 1. Around 2, excellent position through the wakes. Early at 3. An absolute cakewalk for Leachman and Team Mastercraft.
There's that tall, lanky, 6'2" body coming in hand. Let's take a look again. Look at that reach. Very early, very easy around #1. And remember, that's the short end of the course. So perhaps she's gone to school and she'll be able to use it when she comes back in that direction.
All right, getting into the business stuff now. 35 off for Jennifer. Oh, gets a great start around ball 1. Early at 2, sensational turn at 2. She's still nice and early, absolutely stroking this pass. The easiest been made so far today.
Jennifer did make that look easy. She ran it the smoothest of any of the skiers today. Now let's see if that shows up on the 38 off pass. She's shooting for at least 2 buoys. The leader is Team Malibu's Jill Knutson, 1.5. Let's take another look at this beautiful 35 off pass. Look how much angle coming into #3. Beautiful lead, beautiful stretch, strong through the wakes. That's what it takes. This is the run for all the marbles to put her team in the lead.
All right, for Mastercraft to win, she must get around ball 2 and back to the wakes. Oh, it's gone out the front, hooked the ski on the line, and she's down.
Teammates look a little puzzled. She looks puzzled herself in the water. April is wondering, she's the wild card. Should she slalom? She doesn't know. Let's take another look at Jennifer's run and see what went wrong. Again, narrow, a little bit of a flat ski, puts you right inside that ball, and even with that 6'2" reach, had problems right around #1. Well, it looks like Team Mastercraft is going to use their wild card. There goes April Coble down to the dock to see if she can shoot for that score of 2 at 38 off, which she needs to bring Team Mastercraft into the lead. 1.5 at 38 off so far. Jill's still hanging on, but I think Jennifer has some interesting information from the short end of the slalom course. When we come back, let's see if April Coble can put it all together. And we're back at the 25th Marine World Water Ski Championships with Team Mastercraft's wild card, April Coble. April is an overall skier, the former Masters overall champion. And as a wild card skier, she's got to be able to slalom ski, jump ski, trick ski, and even throw on a wakeboard if she has to. And now back to Simon in the boat.
Okay, well, after getting a little wet, we're now at 35. A little bobble through the gate. She's on the tail. We're going to have to work hard here. This is 35, but she's into the wind. Looking good coming into ball 3. Long turn to ball 4, and she's made it. Now she gets a fresh chance at 38.
That's an important run for Team Mastercraft because their strategy was actually to run 38 downwind from the long end. So April had 35 at the trouble gate on the short end, and she ran it with ease. Look how wide she is. Nice stretch, powerful pull, lean through the wakes. This pass will tell the tale to see if the wild card pays off for Team Mastercraft.
All right, crunch time. We'll look at the 2 boys for Team Mastercraft. She's around ball 1. Can she get over to 2? Oh, inside. And she topped Jennifer's score by a half, but it's not going to be enough.
It does help Team Mastercraft. It moves them up a place, but April really had an opportunity here, and she missed it. Let's take another look. She had a nice sight line coming into 1, but a little slack line. All she needed to do was drop that shoulder and pull like a maniac to 2. Right here, she had the opportunity to just throw her body out and get around the ball, but she didn't take it. She took the safe way out, and it's going to cost Team Mastercraft. They needed the 2 buoys. Victorious once again, Jill Knutson, Team Malibu with a commanding lead, and April knows she didn't get the job done. Feeling a little bit disgusted. Jill, however, very, very happy, puts Malibu way out in front, 10 points, double the score of Overton's Nautique. Better get busy. We welcome Simon back to the booth, and pretty dominating performance by Team Malibu.
Absolutely, Camille. I can bring my voice back to a normal level now, and boy, what a fantastic event that was. But now the trick skiing coming up and the pressure really on these bottom 2 teams.
Well, the bottom 2 teams have their chance here in the Master Line Trick event. First off the dock, Team Mastercraft, Starlet Smith. Simon, let's take a look at the rules.
Okay, the rules are fairly simple. 2 20-second passes. You're only allowed to do any given trick 1 time. There are 3 judges, and the highest total score wins the competition.
There we have Starlet, pretty North Carolina girl, and she's the national trick champion, so she probably could do it, but she needs to be close to the par score, which is up around the 6,000 point mark. It's going to take every trick in her arsenal to do it.
Okay, let's have a look now. Rope on toe, the foot actually in the harness here for Starlet. Doing a series of tricks here. Each trick is only done 1 time. There's a 540-degree turn into the rope, a 360 out. 360, grabs the line, heads for the wake now for the wake, 360. Oh, and she's over-rotated that and gone down early.
Let's go to the dock and check on Mastercraft's slalom strategy.
April, your strategy was working perfectly. You had an awesome pass at 35, and then all you had to get around was that second buoy. What happened to you?
I don't know. I think my adrenaline was pumping so much because I knew I had to get around 2 ball. I just kind of tensed everything up after 1. 1 was all right. Barely missed 2 ball, but I took a half a point away from Overton's and a half a point away from Nautique. So we gained a point on it. That's all I could do as a wild card.
And here's Starlet's second trick pass. A little trouble on the first one.
Okay, hand pass now for Starlet Smith, going into a couple of line tricks there. A little bit wobbly there, but back foot in the ski. Here she goes now for a series back-to-back turns. To the wake now, wake back-to-back, and the reverse. Come to the front there, wake back, and a 540 here into the line. Pretty tricky, and just rides it out. And the Waco there, running out of time now, and she sinks the tail of the ski. And it looked a little bit wobbly there, Camille.
It did. It looked like maybe her confidence was shaken from the first pass. Let's take another look. Also, on this trick, you must touch your toe in the water. It didn't look like she did it to me, but we'll have to see what the judges say. 2,700 points is probably not going to be enough to get Mastercraft out of that cellar they're in.
All right, we're just adding up the scores now. Chief Judge Nikki Lee in charge of this event.
Next up, we have Jane Gay in the trick event, and she's a very competent skier. She is a many-time national champion and married to former world record holder Russell Gay, so trick skiing runs in the family. Capable of tricking that 6,000 par score, so she could pull Overton's up into first place. Malibu's got that big lead, though. Let's take a look.
Okay, Jane Gay here, rope on toe once again, starting the same as Starlet Smith. Let's have a look now. This is a 720-degree turn, 540 to the back. Moves to the wake now for the wake back-to-back. And the reverse, very dangerous trick, that one. 2 surfers back-to-backs and a 5 into the rope. Oh, nearly went over the back there. And grabs the rope for the toe Waco. And running out of time now, goes for the very difficult line trick where she stepped the ski over the line, but failed to get enough rope there, Camille.
Team Nautique's wild card, Ronnie Barton, warming up the birthday girl, Regina Jaquez, 14 years old today and next on deck. But let's take another look at Jane Gay's toe pass. She looked pretty good coming through here, but she caught the tip a little bit in the wake and was in trouble coming into the next trick. Off balance, down she goes in the toe wake line-o.
All right, second pass here. Now wrapped up for the very difficult wake line 5. Watch the leg over the rope. There it goes, 540. And a couple of wake line tricks here. And come to the front, and the back foot goes into the back kicker. Oh, she's lost a little time there. Here she goes to the wakes now. 540 to the front, and the reverse. Into the line. Look for a 540 to the back. There it is. And one more, perhaps. Oh, the very difficult wake line back-to-back. And, oh, she's dropped the handle at the end, but really put a pressure pass together there, Camille. Great stuff.
She certainly did, and she doubled Starlet's score up in the 4,000-point range. Although she had a great start to the run, nicely through her toe turn, she did lose time between tricks. Remember, you only have 20 seconds to do as many different tricks as you can. As she got towards the end of the run, she was rushing through her harder tricks, and it cost her getting close to 6,000.
Okay, Regina Jaquist coming in now. And she will most probably start rope on toe. The skiers can start in either direction. It doesn't matter. 2 20-second passes. Usually one's done with rope on toe, one with the rope in hand. It makes no difference which way you start. Generally, they like the breeze in the tail, and there we have it, Regina starting with her hand pass first.
She's starting with the wake line 540 also. Nice trick to get started with into the series of the wake line tricks. Over the rope, wrap in for the wake line O. Very nicely done. A little bit different sequencing than we've seen before in the other girls. Again, keeping her, almost losing the handle. Great recovery. Settled down, got back into her rhythm again, and look, she's coming in for the flip. There she goes. Beautiful trick. A little over rotation, but down she goes. She was going for the money. And last up in the tricks event, we have Ton Han, many-time world record holder, going into her concentration. Getting ready.
Good, yay.
Notice the concentration here. Tremendous effort by Regina. She really messes up here, but regains her composure, goes straight back into her sequencing again. Pulls off another couple of tricks here, the 540 into the line. And rips off the reverse there, the reverse 5. Comes to the front now, a quick edge out and through the flip, which she failed to ride out.
Regina's second pass wrapped up for the toe 720. 2 complete turns through the rope, keeping her composure beautifully right into this toe wake back-to-back sequence. A little bit of a problem outside the wake. Again, maybe it's that jump that's bothering her. This is a tight little course. Little smile there. Getting right back into her sequencing, into the toe 360s, into the toe wake-o. Again, a little bit of a bobble. Whoa, not quite making it over the line. Had a little bit of problem from the center of the run forward, but still a very solid score, moving her into the lead, 5,200 points.
Okay, outside the wakes here, coming into the very difficult toe wake line trick. The ski's supposed to go over the line there. You see it got hung on the rope, and down she goes. Pin person releasing the rope.
Mighty Malibu in the lead. Next up, Ton Han, their ace in the hole.
This is a trick bridle. This part I use when I'm doing hand spins, such as this, so that I don't cut my hand when I grab the rope, because this rope is very thin. This is the toe part for when I do toe tricks. I use this strap to put my foot in, and this one holds it in, which is why my release person in the boat is very important, so they release me on those very rare occasions when I fall.
Welcome back to the Women of Water Sports Marine World Water Ski Championships. Mighty Malibu on the water with Ton Han. Camille Duvall here with Simon Hill.
Okay, Ton Han next on the water. She is the current world record holder in this event. Now, we've not seen a skier get over the pass score of 6,000 yet. This could be the one. Starts with the toe 7 again, 540. And 2 back-to-backs. Moves to the wake now for the wake back-to-back. And the reverse there. That's a very tricky one. Over to the opposite wake now. And there's the tricky step tricks where you see the ski going completely over the line. And another one here, the back-to-back. Oh, it looked like she nailed it perfectly, but just tipped over there. Great opening pass for Ton Han.
Wow, Regina, incredible job. First pro competition. And I just want to know, what were you thinking out there? You just did incredible.
I was just trying to have fun. I mean, it's my first one that I've ever done, and so I'll have a lot more to come to. And I just wanted to have a really good time.
Let's take a look at Ton's hand pass.
Okay, looks like she's going to start also with the wake line 540. There she is, all the way around to the front. And, a line O there, and the reverse. Foot in the back now, and very speedy. Look how much quicker she's tricking compared to the other girls. The 540 sequence now. No, but none of these tricks are compulsory. They're all chosen. Here comes the flip. And, looks like she nailed that as well, but just over-rotated. Didn't quite make the top of the wake, Camille.
Nope, she didn't quite make the top of the wake, but a very balletic performance anyhow. She stayed right over her ski. She moved quickly from trick to trick. This probably is well over the par score. Let's find out what happened on that flip. Looked like she had a little bit of a problem.
Disappointed I didn't make my flip. I was so cold, I was just sort of like bit into it, and I should have eased into it a little bit more. I sort of gunned it kind of hard, so that's why I fell.
Final trick skier in the event. Now the wild cards are coming into play. It looks like Nautique's may send out Ronnie Barton, and also Overton's with Susie Lohr. Here she is in the water on her first pass. Susie is a youngster. She's just 17 years old, but she's been skiing on the WOW Tour for 1 year, and she's an overall skier, really known for her jumping, but I know she can pull it out in tricks too, Simon.
Yeah, a little disappointing to see Susie out on the trick ski because she had such a great summer last year on the jumpers, but let's see how she does now. Rope on toe. Oh, on the heel. And she's gone in early. Now that's tragedy for the team because they've now wasted their wild card, and there's no way that will, with one pass remaining, she's unlikely to catch Jane's score.
It's true, but I also think it's very difficult as a wild card skier not knowing what event you're going to ski in. Let's see if she can make it up here on her second pass.
Okay, hand pass. She's really going to have to crank it this time. And she's starting with the 540s this time.
She just doesn't look warmed up.
Yeah, she's really been thrown in the deep end here. She's all over the place. Looks like she's coming for a flip here. The first back flip.
Nice.
Going for the reverse back flip.
Like it.
One to go, maybe. Oh, and she pulls the one with a half twist and doesn't ride it out, but really trying to pack him in with a vengeance there.
That was a gutsy performance. 2,200 points basically on one run. On deck, Ronnie Barton, Nautique's wild card, and she could be a real wild card. She could pull it out of the hat. She can easily trick over 6,000 points, but let's take another look at Susie's spectacular flips.
Okay, well, pulling off the first one there, just clipped the top of the wake, but she's perfectly set up for the second flip, which is the reverse rotation. And now going for the last one here. It's got a half twist. Watch for the ski to flip around 180. In the back, there it is, but just slipped out and didn't quite ride away.
Woo! That water is cold. Ronnie's jumping right in, getting warmed up or cooled down. But a pretty girl from Southern California, just graduated from Rollins College. And again, the wild card skier. Great slalomer, great jumper, great trick skier, but Nautique's in last. She needs a big run.
Okay, and they've picked a great event for Ronnie. She's an extremely solid trick skier, tricks with confidence. Look at her go now, really ravishing through this hand pass. Going for it there, the 540s into the wrap and out. From the back position here, over the line for the ski line 5 back. Waco there, here comes a flip for Ronnie Barton. Pulls that one off beautifully. And the reverse coming up now. Oh, she's pulled out a great pass for Nautique, and that's looking good. One pass to go.
A lot of adrenaline running through Ronnie's veins right now. She pulled off a great first run. Let's see if she can pair it with a great second run. Another look at the flip.
All right, let's have a look at this first one here. The counter rotation coming up. Now she's got to hurry up here. She's running out of time against the clock. She has to land this trick inside 20 seconds to get credit. And she does so, and that's a great start. Now she's got a little more to make up in pass 2.
Going for the toe run, Ronnie Barton. She needs every trick in this run to make the wild card pay off and pull Nautique out of the cellar.
Okay, starts with the 720 and the 540 to the back. Moves to the wakes now. It's the toe wake back to back and the reverse. You see wrapped in there, very awkward. 2 surface back to backs, the 5 into the rope.
Moving smoothly from trick to trick, though.
Okay, watch for the very tricky step tricks coming up there. The ski goes over the line, and she's really packing him in now against the clock. She's done it, and she knows she's gone past that pass score as well, and bonus points for Ski Nautique.
I think this toe sequence really made the difference. She was moving quickly from trick to trick into the very high-scoring toe line points and jamming them in at the end of the run. But it'll be interesting to see how the judges score them and how many she got in before the horn went off.
Well, on paper, it looks like it should be enough, but we'll have to see how the judges read it. And the girls look excited. Ronnie's definitely confident here. And there it is, 7,020 points plus the 2 bonus points. And that's very exciting news for Ski Nautique.
Just what the spin doctors ordered for Ski Nautiques. They were in last place. They're now in second. They got a shot at Team Malibu, especially with the jump event coming up. They've got Sherry Sloan, former world record holder on the comeback trail from knee surgery. Should be a wild ride for her. And speaking of wild rides, I would want to be on there. Would you, Simon?
Well, I see Emma Shears, the big jumper from Australia, taking the front seat, and that's appropriate. She'll be taking the front seat in the jump event coming up in just a few moments.
Last event, long distance jumping, pressure packed. There's a lot of room for movement among the teams. Here we have Malibu's Sherry Sloan back after a really bad knee injury. Took her out for a whole season, but she's back on the water. Malibu's in the driver's seat, so she's in a pretty comfortable position to start right off.
Okay, let's have a look. Sherry out here for jump number 2. And good, plenty of speed there, Camille, and didn't quite get all her extension off the top. A fairly comfortable looking jump, but a little conservative from Sherry.
I think Sherry actually is being conservative. She hasn't been on the water that long. She's actually doing what we call a 3/4 cut, not wide on the side of the boat, just getting nice pull, cutting through the wakes. I thought actually that was a pretty good lift. She just needed a little bit more speed.
Ronnie Barton, Team Nautique wild card, went out there to be the trick master, brought your team from last place to second place. So what's left for the strategy?
Well, the only thing left is Emma Shear. She's our big jumper, and we're putting a lot of pressure on her, I guess. We're going to gang up and cheer with her, and hopefully she'll go out there and jump a big jump. Every foot she goes over 145 is a bonus point for Team Nautique, and we want those bonus points, baby.
Okay, 129 for Sherry Sloan on jump number 2, third and final. Let's have a look now. Looks like she's gone from about the same position, looking for a little more lift. Bit tricky in the tailwind. Oh, good looking jump though. And not a bad performance.
It's a very good performance, especially it's got to be a good confidence builder after coming off of knee surgery and being out a whole season. It's a tough way to come back. A lot of lighthearted laughter from Team Mastercraft, but there's a lot of pressure on them, Simon. They're in last place. All their hopes are pinned on that young lady right there, Karen Truelove. And Sherry Sloan finishing up with a respectable 123, a very solid performance on the comeback trail. But this young lady has a lot of work ahead of her, Karen Truelove. She's a great overall skier, but jumping, she's got to be able to pull it out of the hat for Mastercraft. They are in last place. They need a big jump up near that par score of 145. She has a lot of pressure on her. She fell on her first jump. She has a pass. She's got to get a score on the board. Let's see if she can ride this one away. A little bit of a butt check. Up she goes. I think it's a solid jump, but I don't think it's in the par score area. Let's take another look.
Oh, well, a lot of heat on her here. As I said, no score currently on the board, and this is the last jump remaining, so it's all or nothing, and it looks like it's a decent looking score, but there's still a lot of talent to come behind.
Conservative score, 132, but it's better than a 0.
Sherry, Team Malibu was well in first place. You went out, you had 3 nice jumps. Did that make a difference knowing that you guys are that far in the lead?
Well, it did. Malibu has acquired a lot of skiers this year. We're very strong. All my teammates got 4 or 3 points, so I was just coming in here trying to jump 130 feet to get back into things, and my teammate Lori Krieger is going to back me up.
Looks like wild card time for Team Malibu. Tony Neville is a wild woman on the jump. Former Australian there. Simon?
Absolutely. Now living in Orlando, Florida. Skied in Australia for many, many years. Won numerous championships down there. And she's really built her jumping up over the past 5 or 6 years. And see the 137 there on the first. Looking at a second jump here. That's a tremendous looking jump there for Tony. Great speed and that tremendous elevation off the ramp, Camille.
Well, Tony has put it all together. Her husband, Bruce Neville, is a world record holder in men's jumping, so I think she learned a thing or two. She's also a big, strong girl, very tall, 5'11", puts those legs to use and just kicks the heck out of that jump ramp.
Okay, well, exciting stuff there from Tony. She should have 1 jump still remaining. And let's have a look now. 145 on the second. Third jump now. This is it for Tony Neville. Last jump this weekend. And that's a good-looking jump once again. Good speed and left about the same spot, Camille.
Yep, hoping to pull Overton's from third place into second. That was a very consistent set of jumps. She brought it down. She waited a little bit later on each jump. That translates to speed, but you go too far, you miss your kick, and you lose a little distance. Maybe that's what happened to Tony. Yep, 144, just a little bit. Next on deck, the gutsy Australian bomber, Emma Shears, looking to jump Nautique from second place into first. Can she do it? The women of water sports take to the jump ramp. Long distance jumping next.
Alrighty, and the last competitor out will be Emma Shears from Bundaberg, Australia, just up near the beautiful Barrier Reef, 1997 World Cup jump champion. Let's have a look now, jump number 2. Come powering in. Oh, gee, she's got plenty of lift there. That's not a bad looking jump, but I'd say a bit shy of Tony Neville at this point.
Well, she had a good first effort, 128 feet under her belt, conservative, but not enough to move Nautique into the lead. Building on that with a nice second jump. She has a lot of speed coming in. Jumps in the air, left ski up a little bit. Upper body crushes. She tries to throw it with her head, but doesn't quite make it. It's going to cost her some distance, probably out in that 130-foot distance.
Okay, well, it's all or nothing now for Nautique. She needs to jump in the 150-foot region to get the bonus points past the par score. Let's have a look. It's a late cut.
Really late.
She's really going for it here.
Oh,
my goodness, out the front. And it's catastrophe for Nautique as Emma has gone plummeting to the earth at a rate of knots.
Wave in the air. Looks like she's okay. There come the safety boats. Her teammates very concerned. Those are tough falls. You're going 70 miles an hour, 25 feet in the air and hitting the surface of the water. You can imagine what that must feel like. Let's take another look. Body crush right off the top. The rope is pulling her straight to the middle of the skis, but it could have been much worse. She actually lands on her skis as opposed to the tips coming straight in. Had that happened, she could have broken her leg. She's a very lucky lady. Another look.
Look here, Camille, from the front. Look how stretched out she is. Head going straight for that left ski. Boom, the helmet saving her there. And watch this ski go over the head. The knee twists and turns. Absolute catastrophe. And to walk away from that is absolutely something else. You see her teammates here just, oh my God. Yeah, and that is an extremely dangerous crash, and she's a lucky girl to walk away from that.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Nautique had a chance to jump through the open door, but instead it was slammed shut on them with a crash. Lori Kruger, Team Malibu, just needs to get a scoring jump on the board as a wild card.
Okay, well, she's done that successfully. This is her third and final jump. She's out there trying to win the jump event. She will need 145 plus, but that doesn't look like it's far enough. Tony Neville has the longest jump of the event. And Lori Kruger out there for Malibu, the team victorious this weekend, and the longest jump, the second, 140.
Great start for the season for Team Malibu, victorious. Team trades worked for them over the winter. They had an amazing win in slalom, they had an amazing win in wakeboarding. Look at the score, 18. Tony Neville jumping Overton's into 11.5 in second place. Nautique's pulling into third. Mastercraft in the cellar, 7.5. They got some work to do before next week. And when we come back, Simon talks to the champions. The Marine World Championships have been brought to you by Mastercraft, the leader in pulling farther ahead. Inmar, inboard power technology for the long run. Speedo, the only performance swimwear. Revo, see what others don't. Masterline, protested by skiers for skiers. Bliss, cool stuff for girls. And by Water Ski Magazine, the world's leading water ski magazine. Now let's go down beachside with Simon Hill and this year's champions.
Okay, thanks, Camille. Well, congratulations, girls. Joey had a great start to the event there with some early points.
Yes, we did. We had Andrea Gayton taking first in the wakeboarding event, and then I took her first in the slalom, and the rest of the team just pushed it to the edge. So we're breaking new ground this year, and we're breaking the rules.
Congratulations to Malibu. The equipment manufacturer standing based on skiers' placement, water ski companies, KD Sports with a big lead with 12 points, Conley pulling up fast.
Wakeboard companies there full tilt up there with 9 points, miles ahead of Hyperlight with 2.
And the all-important cover-up, the wetsuits, O'Neill with 6, Wavelength with 4, Neil Pride with 4 points also. And join the women of water sports in person this summer in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Parkersburg, West Virginia, and just outside my hometown, the Big Apple, in Monroe, New York. First win for Mighty Malibu this year. Join us in Minneapolis, Minnesota next time. For Simon Hill, I'm Camille Duvall. See you later, mates.